And welcome in, my friend. It's that time again. It's the pre-game. Wrexham AFC on the road at Birmingham City, St Andrews. A ground with a lot of history. A lot of history. You're going to see some of that history towards the end of this show. Got something lined up for you. But Wrexham and Birmingham have had a few battles over the years. We're going to let you know about that too. But this is the pre-game. We're going to line you up with all the facts, all the stories, all the news, all the highlights, the game prediction, the prediction score, and so much more. You'd be wise to stick around. And I tell you now, this is definitely for Birmingham fans and for Wrexham AFC fans. And yes, I'm a Wrexham fan, big deal. By the time you get to the end of this video, you'll say, Stevie played this one right down the middle. Because why would you want to bullshit about a great game coming up? I'm going to give it to you straight. I'm going to smack you right on the nose with some of the stuff. Hoist it in, buckle up, get ready. This is not going to be a slow train. It's going to be a fast train. We've got lots to get through. Take a look what we're going to cover. So, the senior crowd is what we are. Drop a comment down below anytime you like, anytime through the show. And by the way, I'm going to be travelling to a couple of games before we even get to the Wrexham game. This weekend, I'm going to a Premier League game. So we've got a lot to get through. It's 6 taking on first. It was 4 originally taken on first, but there's been a few changes because the games have come through. And the final game of the weekend is obviously Wrexham taking on Birmingham, a massive game. I tell you what, I'm looking forward to it. I'm always up for a game. But this one, it's got something special on it. It's got so much more on it. You know, Tom Brady, Eli Manning, Ryan Reynolds, Rob McElhenney. It's got a lot on it. You, the fans, and all the banter. Come on, let's have it. This is not your average League One game. And at the end of the year, both of these teams might even be a league higher. Let's not jinx either team. And wish both teams well, obviously. But I got a feeling there's a good chance both of these teams will be in the top 6. Just say that by the end of the season. I don't have any real doubt about that. Now, moving along, we've got loads of highlights, loads of stuff to get through, as you just saw. Getting into one right now. Last game for Wrexham was against Shrewsbury Town. Have a look. Birmingham fans, Wrexham can score. This is how they do it. Take a look. We're going to break it down as well as we go through. But have a look at this. Last weekend against Shrewsbury Town at the Racecourse Ground. Enjoy. So there you go, guys. 3-0 last weekend. Big game. Amazing game to watch. Fantastic game to watch. I tipped it at 2-0. Finishes 3-0. I was so pissed off when I got the score wrong. I'm joking, obviously. But, hey, great game. I tell you, great game. There was a lot of imagery going in before the game, during the game, after the game per se. Take a look at some of the top images from last weekend. Are you in one of these pictures? Are you really? Down below. Tell me if you are. Enjoy. Taking a look at some of the scenes from last weekend's game versus Shrewsbury, which turned out to be a fantastic 3-0 for Wrexham. That man, Ryan Barnett, he was very inspirational on the day. Yes, he was. And Jack was there as well. Ollie was there. And obviously, Arthur was there too. But hey, the fans were there as well, especially that young man. The Welsh flag, you've got to put that up there. Please remember. Thank you. Great images, hey? It was a great game. Great day. But talking about greatness all around, Harry Ashfield in midweek got a debut in that game. And I tell you what, I think Harry Ashfield is going to be somebody. And Paulie Mullin obviously came on as well. I tell you, at the end of the game, I found myself worrying slightly. I was worrying slightly. Because when Paul was sitting on the bench, just as the final whistle went off, just as he was standing up and coming down those few little stairs, there was quite the grimace of pain. It got my attention straight away. And as he went down the sideline, he was grimacing as well. So keep that in mind as Paul finished with a bit of pain. No idea what that is. But just to let you know, I see a lot. And that's what I saw. Talking about player profiles, Ryan Barnett, winger, right winger, as I call him, the lovely little winger. Perfect feet, beautiful feet, skilly, great vision, but an exceptional crosser of the ball. 4 games in this year, 2 assists. But it's what he does with the ball. He's a very clever footballer, really is. He's not the biggest guy, 5'11". But I tell you what, he plays like a 6'11", because what he gets done with that ball is absolutely brilliant at times. I'm a big fan of Ryan Barnett. I think you are too, most Wrexham fans. And Birmingham fans, be aware of what this guy can do. Take a look. Each week, we profile a player from Wrexham. This week, it's Ryan Barnett. He's been absolutely influential all season so far. 2 assists on the season from 4 games, but he's been dynamite. Take a look at the anticipation and great wing play in this clip. Ball comes out wide. Ollie Palmer leans, gives some pressure. Great anticipation by Ryan. Now he can go down the wing. He's going down the wing, but he cuts inside. Now he keeps faking where he's going. Fake, fake. And then he lays off Elliot Lee, slides it in, doesn't power it in, but great wing play by Ryan Barnett. Great images there. Great time. And here, a little nugget for you before we get to the game. By the time Monday comes along, Birmingham City will have had 13 days since their last competitive game. Wrexham, however, will only have had 6 days since their last competitive game, and that being against Salford City in midweek. Take a look. Revan to Paulie Mullin. Paul Mullin now on net. Curls it into the far corner. Beautiful. Paul Mullin take a bow. And mine now down the wing. Crosses in, touch play. McElhaney. 1 apiece. Great finish. Revan, corner. Back post. Boyle. 2-1. Game over. And at full time, that's what she wrote. Well, while we're having so much fun, let's keep the Birmingham fans occupied and keep them on the edge of their seat too. Last week was a tough game. It went all the way, didn't it, Birmingham fans? You didn't think it was going to end like this, did you? Take a look, Wrexham fans. This is what happened. Last time out in the league, Birmingham taking on Wigan Athletic. Through ball, Alfie May runs onto it. He is onside. Lovely finish. 1-0 Birmingham. Brilliant finish, Alfie May. Osgard, edge of the box, takes a shot. Peacock foul, Flanders. Oh my life, he'd like to have that back. Ball comes in. Bit of a scramble. Scott Wright, 2-1, 90+1, jump for joy. So rolling along, stats and stories really does tell stories, yeah? Okay, my friend, each week I advise you to press pause on each of the pictures coming your way because they're coming thick and fast. And this is Game 6 at St Andrews, Wrexham visiting Birmingham City. A little bit of the head-to-head. I bring you that each week. You know I do. What do you think's the head-to-head factor on this one? Who's leading this one? Who's winning this one? Who's bossing it over all time? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's what you got, 5-2-2. You want to see how that came down over time? Remember, press pause. You'll get longer on these. Got to keep moving. Keep moving. But let's take a look at the games this weekend as they came off. Obviously, there's a big game coming up on Monday, but there's the scores on the doors. There's the league table before this weekend's games. And there's the table as it stands right now with only Birmingham and Wrexham still to play. Let's take a look at the stats from Wrexham players. Taking a look at the hot shots, assist kings, clean sheets, 5 games, 4 clean sheets. Arthur Okonkwo, wowzer, doing pretty good. Yellow cards, picking up a few now. Still no red cards, but yes, take a look. There's Arthur Okonkwo, the clean sheet king. Question, will he get another clean sheet at Birmingham City? What do you think? Birmingham City, Tom Brady owned, while Rob McElhenney and Ryan Reynolds have got an Eli Manning now in the fan base. Take a look at that. Eli Manning. Yes. Paul Mullin got it off the ground. Yes, first goal of the season this week against Salford City midweek. But after the game, I saw something that maybe people didn't see. Paul Mullin in some pain. Look at that picture. It's not a great picture. I apologize. But Paul was grimacing off the bench and all the way off the field. So question is he hurting? Or is it just fatigue after such a long layoff and the rehab? Please like and subscribe. So there you go. Stats and stories always tells a story, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Now let's get down to the game talk. Face value, it's a Birmingham win. Home win. Birmingham home win. 2-1, 3-1 on a good day. If it goes really crazy, it could be a 3-0, yeah? You really could not see that happening, but you can't write it out of the picture, really. You cannot. When things go well for home teams, sometimes it's great. But who's got the pressure on them most of all? Is it Birmingham? Or is it indeed Wrexham? Which team has the pressure on them? For my money, Birmingham has the pressure on them. Wrexham can go there and grab the point. A point at Birmingham, just like they did against Bolton Wanderers, is a good point. There's places where you pick up 1 point, and there's places where you charge for 3. For my money, 1 apiece at the end of 90 minutes plus is what I'm looking at. Now, talking about Chris Davies, and we'll talk more about the game as we go through, but Chris Davies, player early on with Reading, had to retire because he had an arthritic foot problem. So fitness is a key thing being a top footballer. If you can't stay in the game, you've got to find another way to work within the game. And he did at an early age of coaching. His first game was assisting Brendan Rodgers back in 2010 at Swansea City. And Brendan Rodgers and Mr. Davies would stick together for quite some time. Thereafter, they'd go to Celtic or meet up at Celtic at 2018. And Chris is good at opposition tactics. That's where he made his name. That's how he's made his bread and butter, by knowing about offensive tactics from the other team, defense and forward, complete tactics from the other team, and how to break it down. That's really where he's made his name. And from 2018, he followed Brendan again, and they went to Leicester City 2019. 2 times they finished 5th in that process, and also got to win the FA Cup. Now, who doesn't want to do that? June 2023, he is then an assistant at Spurs and did quite a fair job as well, because he got such a... Let's put it this way. When people speak within the industry, managers, etc., they talk about new up-and-coming coaches. Well, Chris Davies' name has been literally flirted about the place a lot of the time because he is that good. I really think he's going to be a guy for the future. And Birmingham City have picked up, in my estimation, someone that definitely has a chance to get him back to the Championship. And if it all goes well in the future, maybe a charge for the promotion to a higher league. Can't jinx it, but you never know. But June 6, 2024, he took over the job at Birmingham, and his record so far, 7 games in, 4 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss. His percentage rates, now check this out, percentage rate is 57.14%. You liken that to Phil Parkinson, who's 62.79. 2 top managers. Chris Davies. So there you go. Chris Davies, definitely for me, a coach of the future. Is he going to make it big with Birmingham City? Or will it be with somebody else? Now, looking at the home form so far this season, Birmingham City, 2 games in, a win and a draw, respectable. 3 goals for, 1 against for 4 points. Wrexham on the road, identical. You don't believe me? Go online, take a look. A win and a draw from 2, 3 goals for, 1 against. Wrexham go on the road, and they don't charge for the early win, Brum fans. They get into the game nice and slowly. Phil Parkinson measures up what's coming at them, and they change the formation as they need to. And they're going to do that. But one thing they can do is they can ride the storm. This game, you're going to have to say Birmingham's going to come out and look for the first goal within 15. If they get it, and if they get it, you know there's going to be thousands of Brum fans on their backs, pushing them all the way to get number 2. It'll open up to a fantastic volume and vacuum of a game. The noise is going to be horrendous if you're a goal down early, because it's just going to apply on the pressure. However, if you ride that 15 minutes, as I see Wrexham doing, and you subdue the attack from Birmingham and silence the crowd within that 15, then build into the game and take it to half-time at 0-0, there's every chance it could finish like it is behind me at 1 apiece. And definitely whoever wants it most is going to win it. But again, the records, home and away, for this one, they're identical. The teams line up very strongly. Yes, you could say it's a Championship team in Birmingham against a League One club coming up, aspiring, doing well in League One, taking on the big club at St Andrews. You'd expect a win. And quite frankly, you'd probably put money on that. But everywhere Wrexham go, they seem to do well. And it's not a Hollywood bullshit story anymore. And there's no need for anybody to be jealous about Wrexham because everybody has money, everybody has a sponsor, everybody's had a chance in history to be somebody. It's just now, all of a sudden, it's Wrexham's time. And Eli Manning is joining in. And Birmingham fans, you got Tom Brady. And it's a whole big game. And all the worldwide Wrexham fans, and obviously Birmingham fans too, are loving every minute of this as much as you are, as much as I am, because I can't get enough of this. But I say to you, this is identically poised. The records, the teams are situated beautifully. A win for Birmingham can put them into second quite comfortably. Probably not first because of the goal difference. A win for Wrexham, well, that just opens up more points between them and teams out of the top 7. Early on in, there's a separation of the top 6 to 7 teams separating from the rest. You can see it. Now's the time to keep the wins going. Now's the time to stay unbeaten. Question is, which of these two juggernauts in this game are going to be unbeaten at the end of it? Is it going to be the Brady bunch or is it going to be Manning's guys? What do you think? And Robin Ryan, well done for getting Eli in the gang. Moving on. So moving along, here is your League One Manager of the Month, none other than Phil Parkinson of WREXHAM AFC. Just a couple of the stats reading off the board so I don't make a mistake because people like to pick you up, yeah? But here we go. Phil Parkinson, 5 games in so far this season, 4 wins, 1 draw, 11 goals for, 2 against, that's not bad, for +9. In the goalkeeper, in the defensive core of the team, there's also 4 shutouts, 4 clean sheets back-to-back. That's 361 minutes if you want it without conceding a goal. Can they go another clean sheet? Can they do it? I don't know. Sounds almost impossible, doesn't it? But can they do it? Can Arthur keep the Blues off the board? Blues fans, can he? So, moving along, we've got some nuggets for Wrexham fans. Birmingham fans, you know this, but you'll hear it and you'll respect it too as well. Got some news and stats about the Birmingham right now. Talking about the games over the last 3 games where they've won, 3 wins in the last 4. The first one I'm talking about, Wycombe Wanderers, it was a 3-2 win. Wrexham also beats Wycombe Wanderers 3-2. That was away, yeah? And that was Williamson, late goal in the 82nd minute. Then it was a 2-1 win away at Orient, and Alfie May gets the winner in the 20th minute. The next game is a 90th minute winner, and that was Scott Wright, and that was against Wigan Athletic, as you saw earlier in the highlights. So, they can score late goals, Wrexham fans. You've got to be aware of that and probably will be looking for it all the way through, as will Chris Davies be pushing them to do so. So beware, late goals can happen, but obviously the entertainment's going to be there. Now, I've been talking about the highlights from 1997. The pictures are not the greatest. This is 1997 footage. No sound, because the sound was not the greatest. But the pictures are not the best. But you will see what happens, and you can make out what happens, and you're definitely going to see what happens. And it's been clipped so you can understand what happens, even a certain bad incident. Take a look. I'll be right back. So, senior crowd or young'uns, you can come back in anytime and like and subscribe anytime you like. I'd say, please, welcome. Come back anytime. But to the senior crowd and to you, I say, this is going to be a massive game. Lots riding on it. Either team can win it. I'm looking probably for the draw, but you have to say, who's going to be the impact player this time? Who is it going to be? Is it Alfie May? Is it Paulie Mullin? Is it Scott Wright? Is it Elliot Lee, Ryan Barnett, who I profiled earlier. It could be any of the above. It could be somebody else this week too. But someone's going to star in this game and become the impact player between the Blues and the Red Dragons. And after 90 minutes plus of a nail-biting encounter, which I'm absolutely looking forward to, and I love watching this team, and I hope you Blues fans love your team as much as I do the Dragons, because if you do, you're psychotically passionate, and that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing at all. But I got to say this. Get ready for the game. Get ready for the kickoff. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you come back again. And it's lovely to see you again. And all the comments that have come through over the last few weeks, it's been mega. And the amount of people watching this show now is getting very, very flattering. And I'm loving it. And remember, we don't do this for money. We're not monetized. We do this for us. So we've got our show every week for a pregame. And if you like and subscribe, Brum fans, you're guaranteeing yourself another top pregame when Birmingham play at Wrexham. And who better to tell you than the guy talking right now? So get ready for it, because this one is going to be massive. Birmingham, Wrexham, St. Andrews. Let's have it. Cheers.